encouragement to all of us is to take friendship in the realm of Christ seriously. Right? Now, the other thing that connects to a friend that I want to talk about is the idea of romancing God. Because I know you guys really get into worship, right? And worship is a kingdom concept, right? Worship is at the fundamental root of worship is that it's a kingdom concept. Like for instance, my mother was raised in Guyana, right? She went to school when she was a child, and they would sing songs to the King and the Queen of Great Britain because she was raised under the Kingdom of Great Britain, right? So every morning they will sing songs. This is part of the school routine back then, right? Because the King and the Queen were King and Queen and deserving of worship. So that's why you sing. Now, how much more in the context of the Creator, of the King of Kings, of the Lord of Lords, would we not worship? Right? But I don't want us to think of worship as an isolated event. I don't want us to think of worship as an isolated event. Because God is not an isolated God. He doesn't deal with us in parts and compartments. Or say he deals with you on Mondays and Thursdays and you on Tuesdays and perhaps you on Mondays. Right? I would like us to think of God as the ever-present God. Right? The ever-present God. And even thinking of him as the ever-present God, I want us to make a distinction between present and presence. Right? God is present. He is present. He is everywhere. There is no place that we can go and not find him. So he is present. The Bible tells us he is present. But there's a difference between present and presence. Right? A difference between present and presence. Because there are people on earth who don't feel the presence of God. Who've never felt the presence of God. But you feel him. You feel him. So you know there's a difference between that present and that presence. Now, I want us to encourage us all in the presence. And now the difference between present and presence is one simple truth. It's very simple. The things of God are very, very simple. They're not complicated at all. Present is that he is. He simply is. He simply is. Indisputable truth that he simply is. But presence now is going to be carried here. It's going to be carried here. It's going to be carried here. Right? And remember, a friend is a familiar company. So, if God is our friend, what will we do? We carry his presence. We carry his presence. We didn't come into this building to meet the presence. We brought the presence in. 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 The present was already here. The presence came when we came. Now, how do we go from friend to presence to intimacy? Right? Because the thing about the presence is that you can have intense presence this moment and not so much the next moment. But intimacy is the next level. So we go from friendship to presence to intimacy. Now, what is intimacy to you? What do you think of the word intimacy? There's no wrong answer. What do you think of it? under your skin. That's right.
Really clean.
Emotional. Good word. What do you think?
I want to talk forever.
Intimacy.
Like
What
make
comes to my throat? Say some words.
Making love to him.
Making love, closeness. What do you think? One that's recording us. Intimacy.
As one person tell me, as like looking into a person, trying to find out.
Looking into a person.
Yeah,
Oh, I love that.
intimacy.
Looking into a person. What do you think? Intimacy.
When I think about intimacy, I always think marriage. Right? And in marriage, you and your partner share something that is just between the two of you. Right? Other people don't know about the intimate things that you share. Right? So it's that your partner knows every little thing about you, and you know every little detail about your partner. There's a depth and a closeness and intimacy that's
Yes, exactly.
Call it oneness.
Oneness. That's exactly it. You can see intimacy is the word. You could call it into me, see? Into me. See? Into me. See? And now that level is where we strive to be with God. Right? And let's be honest. The intimacy feels sometimes, doesn't it? You fail to feel that or to walk in that place of intimacy. Right? You think, how is it possible that this intimacy thing could happen every moment of every day? God, is this possible? When David say, I will bless the Lord at all times. All times. Not sometimes, all times. All times. How is that possible? All times. How is all times intimacy? How is that possible, God? Ask how? You ask how, God? How do we reach that place where it's not sometimes, but it's all the time? Right? We start out as friends holding hands. We're familiar company. Then we carry the presence. But God, the presence isn't always there. So now we want intimacy. How is that possible? The things of God are so simple. Very simple. And I will share with you what helped me to develop intimacy with God. And it's present continuous because I expect the intimacy to grow and grow and grow. The thing about God is that He's so wonderful and so beautiful, and He never fails. He absolutely never fails. When He says to seek, and you shall find, you better believe it. If you seek, you shall find. Right? So the first thing about this intimacy, it has to be desired. 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 It's that you have to want it. You have to say, God, I want to know you. I gotta know you. I absolutely have to know you. I have to know you. If it's the one thing that my life fulfills in earth is that I know God. I know this presence. I know this presence. So it first has to be desired. And He doesn't fail to answer. He never fails to answer. So what helped in my life and how God has helped me with intimacy is that He taught me a little thing. And let's think about our thoughts. Right? Because let me explain something. I will explain something to you. A very simple thing, right? That will help all of us about the presence of God. Because that's exactly what we need. Let's get real. That's exactly what we need. We need to walk in the place of that presence all the time. All the time. Right? And when the Bible says, keep your thoughts firmly fixed on Jesus Christ.